All right, we are live. Welcome to the show. Welcome to my three viewers. Tom Anderson, your first one here. Usually you show up like halfway through, but thanks for showing up. Anyway, this is, wow, what a week it's been. We got, man, there's tons of stuff to talk about. I'm looking at my show notes, all the stuff I wrote down. I'm like, leave this, put this in, take that out, whole bunch of stuff going on. Lots going on right now. Super interesting time. Tom Anderson in the chat. When's the next BTC pump? I need an endorphin rush that comes from watching number go up. Yeah, well, number may go down. I think before the show we're at 33 and change. But let's talk about Bitcoin. A lot of things happening. We had the Indy 500. We had the Bitcoin car in the Indy 500. Right, this guy Jack Mallers, who was I think he was like a Madison Avenue guy who made a lot of money. Then he got into Bitcoin. He developed an app so that you can send Bitcoin all around the world on what's called the Lightning Network for a very small amount of money, very low transaction fees, very fast. It's a secondary software layer to the basic blockchain. Anyway, Mallers ran the IndyCar, and they had this kid, I can't remember what his name was, who was a racer. And you know what? They finished 8th. They actually got 3rd. He got qualified in the first row. Okay, so in racing, whether it's automobile racing, motorcycle racing, whatever, you have to qualify for what position you're going to start in. So fastest is first row, first position, second, etc. Jonathan Pohl, all the way from Kyrgyzstan. I can't believe they have internet connected by wires through the donkeys. That is amazing. Welcome from the other side of the planet, Jonathan Pohl. Wow, I'm impressed that you showed up. What time is it over there? It's probably like 8 in the morning. You're drinking fermented goat milk or something like that, and doing some crazy Kyrgyzstan Olympic stuff. So the Bitcoin car finished. It started 3rd, finished 8th. The kid who was the racer, it was only his second Indy appearance, and it's a really good result, believe it or not. Only the second time the kid's ever raced at Indy, and he finished in the top 10. Yes, he did lose 5 places because he qualified 3rd, but that was kind of like the big news of the week. And then we've had all kinds of FUD. And FUD is fear, uncertainty, doubt, and they are just wailing away on this. The other big event, which just finished, was Bitcoin Miami. Bitcoin Miami was a big conference. They planned on 12,000 people, and I think 25 or 30,000 showed up. And there were lines of people waiting outside in 90-degree heat to go see Bitcoin 2021, Bitcoin Miami. One of the guys, biggest guys in Bitcoin, who was there, 8:30 in the morning. Go easy on the fermented goat milk. Go very don't wait at least until the sun is over the hut or the yurt or whatever. What do they have there? That yurt, I don't even know what they have in Kyrgyzstan. Just go easy on the fermented goat milk, and don't drink fermented goat milk, and drive. Where are we at? Where's my man? So why is he not okay? We sharing? They're supposed to be sharing. Nobody matter. Why is this not working? There we go. Hooray. All right. That guy right there is a man named Max Kaiser. He's like famous in Bitcoin, very famous in Bitcoin. He used to be a stockbroker on Wall Street. He's very anti-Wall Street. He says Wall Street, there is no law. They just break the law and then change the law afterwards. He started buying Bitcoin when Bitcoin was $1. And remember, he's a Wall Street stockbroker. So how much he bought, I don't know. How much is he worth? I don't know, but he just bought a villa in France, him and his companion. To be honest, there's some things I don't like about Max. He's a little bit hysterical. He spools up too quickly. He should be better at his arguments, but whatever. He's Max Kaiser. He's 3/4 of a nut case, and he's been a toxic Bitcoin maximalist since before the term was coined. And this is him on the Nakamoto stage at Miami. So, which apparently, whatever this event was, there were multiple stages where different people were giving different presentations. And he was there with Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor, CEO of a company called MicroStrategy, the first company to ever buy $425 million worth of Bitcoin and hold it on their public account for a corporation. And then Michael Saylor did a debt offering where people who wanted to get into Bitcoin but couldn't, they essentially loaned MicroStrategy $650 million more, and he did a convertible debt thing where they gave him $650 million. He bought Bitcoin, and they can, I guess, redeem their bonds for Bitcoin at some later date. Also, at this event, Michael Saylor, or right afterwards, announced that he's buying another $400 million worth of Bitcoin, again, in a debt offering for his company. So I expect that will go very quickly. So what is Max Keiser talking about? Max Keiser, like I said, he's a bit of a hysterical guy, but he's kind of our guy, really. And talking about the third richest man on the planet Earth, talking about Elon Musk. I'm going to play some audio, and then I'm going to tell you what he's saying, because I don't know how well the audio is going to come across. But Max Keiser starts screaming, "We're not selling. We're not selling. Fuck Elon Musk." So, Bitcoin, fighting with the third most wealthy men on the face of the earth. The only place where thousands of people are looking to get in, and thousands of people wait outside in 90-degree heat to get in, to hear a crazy guy in a white suit scream, "Fuck Elon Musk, we're not selling." Now, I've said before, that all your ideologies are garbage, and the proof is in the pudding. This event attracted listen to what I said, tens of thousands of people. Now, mind you, some people said it was a shit show. Some people said it was a big deal. Depends on if you had a good time or you didn't have a good time. Most of the people there were not Bitcoin people. They were crypto people, which means the digital faggotry was like off the charts. There were gay dance routine, like really stupid things in front of screens full of cartoons. And there was every hustler, every con artist, every lowlife, every grifter probably in the world showed up at Miami and tried to get into Bitcoin 2021. One of the people who showed up there is a name some of you guys will remember, and that is Laura Loomer. Everybody remember Laura Loomer from back in the days, from back in the alt-right days? Well, Laura Loomer showed up because Jack from Twitter just happened to be at Bitcoin Miami as well, and she decided she was going to give him an earful of blah 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 blah. And of course, she makes a spectacle of herself and gets removed from the event by yelling at Jack for something, free speech, something, censorship. But it's very interesting that Laura Loomer, who's failed congressional bid, leaves her really with nothing to do. Laura Loomer shows up at Bitcoin. Because if you want attention, you've got to be somewhere near Bitcoin, okay? No one wants to hear your nuanced deconstruction of the Marcusian underpinnings that promoted Calvinistic work ethics while simultaneously distracting from the neo-paganistic, erotic undertones of I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and nobody else does either. Okay, no one wants to hear your shit, and that's why no one goes to Miami to see you. Tens of thousands of people have no interest in any fucking thing you say. They have an interest in Bitcoin. Now, like I said, a lot of them are grifters, and a lot of them are fucking shills, and there's everybody is talking about Bitcoin now. It is on everybody's mind all the time, 24/7, 365. Whether you understand it or you don't understand it, this is the reality. So while you're trying to come up with a theoretical framework of the post-deconstruction of post whatever, what are the conservative America, like nobody even knows what you're talking about. Hey, Virgil Doc Purple Heart, hey, welcome to the show. Nobody cares, right? People want to know what's going on with Bitcoin and what's the future going to look like, not what the past looks like. And so no one wants to hear you now, and no one's going to want to hear you in the future because you do not control any incentives, and because you have heroes. Your hero is Donald Trump. Your hero is, I don't know who's your hero, Joe Biden, or it's going to be Ron DeSantis. Who's your heroes, right? In Bitcoin, there's a saying, no heroes, or kill your heroes, because we understand that no one is better, no one is morally superior to their incentives. What are your incentives? Now, if your incentives are hidden, obviously a deceptive person, you don't want to have anything to do with them. Okay, so no one is better than their incentives. Okay, and when Max Kaiser screams at the top of his lungs, "Fuck Elon Musk," to a crowd of thousands, and they cheer, that should indicate that something's going on here that maybe you guys don't really understand. So what did Elon do to really deserve this? Because Max Kaiser is a rich guy, and why would he want to fight with another rich guy? So let me start doing my super duper screen share thing and show you what particularly Elon did that pissed everybody off. Here we go. This was the one. It's going to show up. This is, if the technology works tonight. Oh yeah, this is going to be so fucking. This is so awesome. I'm so completely dominant with this boomer tech. My dominance display is legendary. It's legendary. Come on, throw it up there. Throw it up there. This is a meme Elon Musk put up, right? So it's a woman laying in bed looking at a guy on a laptop. She says, "I miss you." He says, "I miss you." There's tears in his eyes. And then at the bottom panel, she says, why are you crying? Because he's got her in the upper corner of the screen. And below that, there's this what looks like a mountain with a steep cliff. And that's the price of Bitcoin falling from 64,000 to its current level. Okay. This is what Elon Musk is tweeting to everyday people, basically saying, haha, fuck you. I crashed the price of Bitcoin. And that's why Max Kaiser says, we're not selling. Fuck you, Elon Musk. Okay. No one is fighting with, no one from the deconstruction of Marcusean influences on the Hegelian dialectic or whatever fucking dumb shit you're talking about, the bio-Leninistic underpinnings of proto-capitalistic fucking colonialism. No one is fucking listening to you. And the fourth richest man on the planet Earth is not fighting with you. That's how unimportant you are. How important is Bitcoin? The fourth wealthiest man on planet Earth is trying to take it from everyone. And he is not the only one who's trying to take it from everyone. Okay. This is, just before I went on to, I started doing the show, there was a story that, thank God, everyone. Thank heavens. Oh, thank you, federal law enforcement. The ransomware attack, which hacked the Colonial Pipeline, right, and with a cyber attack that interrupted their Colonial Pipeline activities, and they got ransomware. They got $5 million, or they got $90 million, or something. And then there was a JBS meatpacking, which also was a cyber attack and ransomware. And, they had to pay the ransom, and they asked the White House about it. And the White House said, "Oh, this is private business. We don't have nothing to do with it. But we're going to talk to those Russians about it because they're sure it came from Russia." These Russian, like I said, Russian cyber hacker sitting here with cigarette like this, Yes, we will get you the communisms. We will bring down capitalist system with ransomware. I will do cyber hacking that I learned in computer science lab in University of Moscow. Right? You believe that shit, right? Because you're shit sure this fucking guy exists. Well, hey, somebody ransom attacked the Colonial Pipeline. Somebody ransom attacked JBS Healthcare. But oh boy, thank God. Thank you. FBI, because the FBI has solved the fucking case. The FBI found the ransom, found the Bitcoin or whatever was ransom on a server in California. Yes, you heard that right. So the super smart Russian cyber hacker from Moscow working in Putin's basement, right? It's like working in Vladimir Putin's basement, right? I am hacking. Don't worry, Vladimir. I will bring down the West, right? You fucking believe that shit, don't you? Okay. But this super genius who hacked Colonial Pipeline and hacked the fucking meat people, he forgot to bring his Bitcoin back to Moscow. He left it in California, conveniently where the FBI could find it. You believe that, right? Because if you believe that, you're dumber than you fucking look. Okay, the FBI couldn't find its own ass, using two hands and a fucking map. So, but that's not all. That's not all the Bitcoin news today. This very day. Oh, let's. I got to start drinking. Now this is an unacceptable. Look at this. 23 minutes. This is unacceptable. What is this? What are you, crazy? What kind of fucking chill stream is this? We can't have that. We mustn't have this condition. And okay, we have this one, Lucatos Uzo, which I got in Queens for $13. It used to be $11. Now it's $13. I don't know if it's the fucking Bill de Blasio tax or whatever fucking tax it is, but it's still cheaper to buy. I was near LaGuardia and I bought a whole bunch of stuff and I bought too much food and whatever. But I did buy this, and I didn't drink it on the way home. That's good, because I would have gotten DWI, but I waited to open it up now. Anyway, so Donald Trump now says, I don't like the Bitcoin. Donald Trump is now saying, let's see, and 2 minutes after fucking Trump opened his mouth, the fucking memes will flow. And where are we at? Here we go. When I say no heroes, we have no fucking heroes. No heroes. When you have heroes, you will be led astray. When you have heroes, they will ask you to sacrifice yourself while they make sure to stay safe and not even break a fucking sweat. So everybody remembers this meme, right? Donald Trump said Bitcoin is a scam. That's what he said. Bitcoin's a scam. And it competes with the US dollar. Well, hold on a minute. Is Bitcoin a scam? Is Bitcoin a scam, or is it competition for the US dollar? Which one is it, Donnie boy? Remember, Donald Trump made billions with the B in the current system. Why would he be, he's literally invested with billions, and his family's wealth and future is invested in the US dollar. So, you think they would make a phone call and have him go in front of a microphone? And since they've completely kicked him to the curb, they've completely stuffed him in a fucking closet, like literally like that high school meme where Trump was stuffing Hillary Clinton into the closet. Well, you know what? Trump is the nerd that's getting stuffed into the closet by the deep state. Okay. But they're going to let him out so he can make an announcement that he doesn't like Bitcoin. Guess what, Donnie boy? You can go fuck yourself. No fucking heroes. No heroes. And it, as if it wasn't obvious enough that this guy's a fucking jerk and he was never nothing. Remember when he was elected in November 2016, Bitcoin was $650. Yeah, you heard that right. I'm going to say that again. When Donald Trump was elected in November of 2016, 2016, Bitcoin was $650. And now it's crashed to 33,000. Have we crashed all the way down to 33,000 from 650? And we may go as low as 25,000. So in terms of listening to Donald Trump about Bitcoin, he is literally a reverse indicator. Kill your heroes, kill your heroes, kill your fucking heroes, because they're not for you. They're for themselves. They are completely, entirely for themselves. You have to be, I've said this before, you have to be an active participant in your own fucking rescue. None of these people is going to help you. Okay? You can cheer for them. You know what? If your girlfriend's pretty, they'll take your girlfriend back to the fucking hotel room for an hour or two, whatever. But that's about as far as it's going to go. You know what I mean? You're going to get fucked on levels like you couldn't imagine being fucked before. So, what else? I gotta go back to all my screen share things, because there's no point in emailing all this crap to myself if I don't show it off to the world. Okay. Let's touch on what happened last week. I mentioned this guy last week. I mentioned there was a chief investment officer of a hedge fund that's worth about $315 billion with a B dollars. That he said, there's the quote, I don't know how well you can see it, at the very bottom down here, at the very bottom of that screen. I wish I could make it bigger. The guy says, it's going to be a very volatile weekend in crypto. Have fun. Well, the biggest fund that this guy works for, which I should probably read it. Probably read it from my phone. It would be better. It would make more sense, right? Let's go here. No, not that one. Screenshots. The Guggenheim Fund with $270 billion registered for a new fund that seeks Bitcoin exposure. Last Friday, their CIO advised crypto investors to prepare for a volatile weekend. Don't listen to what they say, watch what they do. None of these people like you. They're not your friends, okay? Everything they say is a fucking reverse indicator. The more they tell you to run away, the more tightly you should embrace it, because they're saying one thing and doing another in almost every case, okay? So Tom Anderson in the chat, Donald Trump is a real estate speculator. He benefits immensely from inflation. Whatever properties he still owns. Also, Tom Anderson in the chat, Ron DeSantis is a Shabos goy. Yes, they all are. You don't get past the city council level, in Podunk, in Podunk, Indiana, without signing, a Pledge of Allegiance to Israel. We all know this, okay? Israel founded by the Rothschilds. Rothschilds, the center of all central banks. You know what I mean? Jacob Schiff, who was part of the Federal Reserve, married into the Rothschilds family. This is where it all goes. This is why Trump, the FBI comes out, all this stuff, all this flood, world, oh my God, crypto's crashing. Well, crypto's crashing, except Bitcoin is working the way it's supposed to. And bigger things are happening than you think. What's the biggest thing? El Salvador, right? The president of El Salvador, which is a Central American nation of 6 million people, okay, of whom, many of whom are in the United States, probably illegally, working as maids and landscapers and whatever, cooks. They send remittances, they send money back from the U.S. to El Salvador. And in fact, they send so much money back to El Salvador, because El Salvador's economy is so fucked, that it is 25% of El Salvador's economy is receiving remittances from America. Now, people have pointed out that these remittances go through Western Union. You send $100 from America in Western Union to San Salvador, right, where the Western Union office is. Whomever you're sending it to has to take like a 2, 3, maybe 4-hour bus ride into the city from wherever the fuck they are. There's usually criminals always hang out where the money is or where people are. So there's criminal gangs outside the Western Union office, which you got to get past. Go into Western Union, okay? Of the $100 that your niece, nephew, brother, sister, whatever sent down to El Salvador, you only get 60. That's not a lot, but that's what you. Well, in El Salvador, it's quite a bit. Now, the guy who ran the Indy car, Jack Mallers, the Bitcoin car in the Indy race, created an app where you can send. If you send $100 to El Salvador, if you have a bank account, it goes. The $100 gets turned into Bitcoin. The Bitcoin goes instantly down to El Salvador. Then it gets turned into local currency at the other end, and it costs like $4. So you send 100, and now your brother, sister, father, mother, grandmother gets 96. Once the people of El Salvador found out about this, they were getting 10, 15, 20,000 people signing up a day, okay, in El Salvador. That's why take a 5-hour bus ride? Why have to deal with lowlives and criminals, okay? And then only to get barely more than half of what your whatever your loved one, your family member sent you, okay? Bitcoin solves real problems for real people in the real world right now, not theoretically, okay? And instantly people respond to incentive. Instantly, they respond to incentive. I don't know what the average IQ in fucking El Salvador is. I don't know. They're just fucking tortilla people wearing sombreros. Maybe they're like low-rent Mexicans. I have no fucking idea who and what they are. But people respond to incentive, okay? And what drives behavior is incentive. So all of your theorizing about, deconstructing the bio-Leninist, Marxist establishment, it's all fucking bullshit. They'll fall over in 2 fucking seconds. Once people are incentivized to fucking crush it, it'll get crushed, okay? It's absolutely, completely going to get crushed. It's going to crash so fucking fast, it's not funny. Now, El Salvador is not the first country to legalize Bitcoin as legal tender. Actually, the bill hasn't gone through. The bill's going to go into Congress this week, but it should go through. Japan actually legalized Bitcoin as legal tender back in 2017, but Japan doesn't need Bitcoin. Japan has a pretty stable currency and a Western style democracy in Japan. So it's just one of many options in Japan. But people like El Salvadorans need it desperately, and they're using it. And also today, some senator from Paraguay, whatever. He also plans on introducing legislation to legalize Bitcoin in his country. And some senator from Brazil changed his profile pic on Twitter to laser eyes. There's a thing. The Bitcoin people had laser eyes. They had this laser thing. Laser eyes until $100,000 Bitcoin. It was a dopey meme. I didn't do it, but South America, they're getting the memes a little late, so they're changing their profile picture to laser eyes. So this is happening right now. And this is happening without a spokesperson, with no charismatic leader. Okay, there's no one to follow. There's no hero who's inspiring you. All right, this isn't like World of Warcraft or Dungeons and Dragons or whatever fucking dumb shit you do that no one gives a fuck about. This instantly changes people's behavior based on incentive. Okay, and whomever controls the incentive controls the future. Okay, so no one cares what your ideology is. No one fucking cares. In fact, you're going to be standing on the side of the road like, we'll philosophize for food. And while 85 IQ El Salvadorans are whizzing past you in fucking, air-conditioned Toyota 4Runners, while you're standing on the fucking side of the road. You need to reorganize your thinking, okay, and your behavior, right? Because if Bitcoin fails, and theoretically it could fail, but if it fails, all you have left is the Federal Reserve Bank of America. That's all you have. The descendants of Jacob Schiff and all his cohorts and his cronies, right? That's who you have, okay? That's who controls your future. And you can say whatever you want about whatever. You can deconstruct, the fucking the post-Renaissance fucking musical style of Vivaldi versus I don't know what the fuck. No one cares. You're gonna starve to death. You better do something fucking useful, either for the Federal Reserve Corporation or you get smart and you get on the Bitcoin train. Okay, you get on the winning fucking team now, all right, or you're gonna get crushed. And I'm gonna laugh. You know what I mean? I'm gonna absolutely fucking laugh. Another thing, Bitcoin versus crypto. I've mentioned this before. I am 100% a Bitcoin maximalist. Bitcoin and only Bitcoin. Everything else is a scam. Everything else is bullshit. And the way you know that is that only Bitcoin people, toxic Bitcoin maximalists, call out scammers. I said the Miami thing was full of scammers and shills and con artists. Okay, you never hear Ethereum people or Dogecoin. You never hear them call out scammers. They never say, "See that guy over there? He's a fucking scammer." You know what I mean? He's a venture capitalist. He's doing a pump and dump deal. They never call out the criminal element, the scammer element. They never do. You know why? Because they're fucking scammers. Okay? You don't point out the group you fucking belong to when that group when people see that in an unflattering light. Judas Flychai, blessings from Los Angeles, California. Well, thank you, Judas Flychai. Were you, Judas, you're in Los Angeles, California. Did you have anything to do with the FBI finding all that Bitcoin from the ransomware and the Colonial Pipeline attack? Have you been working closely with federal law enforcement? Perhaps you led them to the server where they found the ransomware that the genius 146 IQ Russian hacker. I stole this. I make ransomware. I make pipeline pay. Ha 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 ha. But I forget to bring Bitcoin to Russia. I leave Bitcoin in California. Oi, what a oy vey, oy vey. I wish I didn't get my diploma from the gangster university from online. I wish I would have attended real life classes. Right? The genius cyber hackers that forget to take the fucking loot. They literally forgot to take the loot back to Russia. That is fucking amazing how they forgot that. It is just amazing. Okay. And we mustn't forget, where is it? Let's see if it opens up. Mustn't forget my favorite buddy, every favorite. Come on, show up. Show up. Open up. There we go. There we go. I need a neck tattoo. I do need a neck tattoo. I should get what kind of neck tattoo should I get? Neck tattoo. That's crazy. Hey, Miracle Drug. I don't know who you are, but welcome to the show. Yes, Miracle Drug. You must be some kind of. Good for you, Miracle Drug. Listen, tell your friends that at whatever federal agency you work for, that you're doing your job. You're getting paid overtime for showing up here. That's great. Okay, Richard Spencer. Richard Spencer, who's an expert on crypto, says, "Hey, don't take financial advice from me, an overweight homosexual who lives off a trust fund. But I think that Bitcoin might go down to $20,000, and that's the target price that they want to drive it down to. I've seen that on Twitter and a couple other places, but that's what they're looking to drive it down to. And like Laura Loomer, Richard Spencer, again, who has what I don't know what relevance he has. No one is paying attention to a fucking thing you say. If you want anyone to hear you, you have to wave around a cheap plated Bitcoin or talk about Bitcoin or show up at a fucking conference of Bitcoin because literally no one is paying attention to you. Okay. So get a Celtic cross. Really, Judas Flychai, you would think a Celtic cross? See, I was thinking, what about a Celtic cross? How about, well, wait a minute. I got fucking a Zeus medallion. I don't know if you can see that's Zeus on one side, and then there's a kid on a horse on the other side. But this thing I wear on my neck, hold on. See that pattern? I'll flip it around against the shiny side. See that pattern? Or you can see the kid with the horse. That pattern is what's called a key pattern. And inside the key pattern and a bunch of stuff is a swastika. That's what's called a gamadio. Maybe I should get that. Maybe I should get the key pattern right around here, and then the swastika right in the center. You know what I mean? Like those white power guys in prison. You know what I mean? Except instead of like a German thing with wings and stuff, like a Wehrmacht thing, it would be where is it? It'd be the gamadio here, and then the key pattern all around my neck. What do you think? Like blue ink or blue and gold ink? That would be great. Gold would probably show up on me. Or yellow, whatever. I'm a fairly light-skinned guy. That would be my neck tattoo if I were to get a neck tattoo. But to be honest, Judas Flychai, I do not fancy sitting somewhere and paying someone to poke me with a needle like thousands of times. Like it's not my thing. A lot of my family members have done it, believe it or not. But it's not my thing. I don't get the whole poke me with a needle and here's my money thing. It's just, I like pictures. I like that. I've seen some very cool tattoos on people. And I'm like, fuck, that's a cool tattoo. But it was never motivated me enough to sit in that chair and hand over some cash and sit there while people go point, 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 and poke me a lot of times. Just, there's tattoo people and then there's whatever I am, which is not a tattoo people. All right. What else? I have extensive notes. I don't even know if I covered everything. Did I cover everything? I might have. No, I didn't. No, I could possibly have covered everything in my extensive notes. Extensive notes. Oh yeah, our buddy, everyone's favorite charity case, Jeff Bezos. This was one of my favorite stories. It's a little bit of an older story, but Jeff Bezos lost out on the space contract. His Blue Horizon subsidiary of Amazon lost a government contract to Elon Musk, and so Congress decided just to hand him $10 billion with a B dollars, $10 billion for losing to Jeff Bezos, a man who makes roughly $8.9 million an hour, whose company Amazon is the only company that has the U.S. Post Office open on Sundays, deliver for him and only for him on Sundays. Poor guy, they gave him an extra $10 billion. Now, the NSA is here. Welcome to the show. I had to say, listen, send me back my Bitcoin, you cocksuckers. The 5.86 Bitcoin, send it back. You know what I'm talking about. If the FBI can find the shit in California, you can go down to the server room in Utah and send my fucking shit back. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Where was I going? I was going somewhere with this. Yeah, Jeff Bezos. You want to stay in a system where Jeff Bezos, the richest man on the planet Earth, okay, misses out on one government contract. He has others, and they hand him $10 billion. And you're telling me Bitcoin is crazy? You're telling me Bitcoin is crazy? Really? The thing that went from zero to $1 trillion in value in 12 years, right? With no government assistance, although we're knocked down to a mere $600 or $700 million in value right now, because people think that the price is the most important thing. Bitcoin is working as good as it ever worked. It's working just as good as it ever worked, doing exactly what it's supposed to do. What the dollar value is, where the number go up, how high the number go up, or the number seems to go down, you got to zoom out. You have to zoom out over 10 years. I said when Donald Trump was elected, Bitcoin was $650. Today, Donald Trump is spreading FUD, right? Fear, uncertainty, doubt, FUD, about Bitcoin. Bitcoin's $33,000. Now, did Donald Trump drive the price of Bitcoin? No, the money printer did. Okay, so think about what was the price of Bitcoin when Joe Biden was elected. It was something around 10 or 11,000. 10 or 11,000 US dollars, right? When Joe Biden was elected. So at the end of Joe Biden's 4-year term, and it looks like he's actually going to serve out 4 years, what do you think it's going to be? If under Trump it went from 650 to 17, okay, what's it going to do for Biden? It starts at 11. Where's it going to end up? Where's it going to end up? $650 to $17,000 under Trump, right? Well, no, but the end of Trump, the end of Trump was whatever, like I said, 12,000, 650 to 12,000. So 20 times. So let's say Biden is at least as good as Trump. Okay, what's 20 times 11,000? How much is 20 times? Here, I'll be school teacher. Everybody wants to be a school teacher on the fucking internet. I don't know why. School teachers suck. Okay, but let's play fucking school teacher. What's 11,000 times 20, children? You're not allowed to use a calculator. That's cheating. I, of course, since I am the professor of this class, I can use a calculator because it's not cheating for me because I am the teacher. 11,000. Can you see that? You can't even see that. Times 20. So that would be $220,000 Bitcoin by the end of Joe Biden's first term. And Joe Biden's almost certainly going to get elected in a landslide, right? Maybe. Unless Shabbaskoy Ron DeSantis can unseat him. Oh, speaking of which, with Josh Neal, he was, this fucking guy on Twitter. There's some dude on Twitter, like, what was his name? Like 7Thomas777 or something like that. If you guys follow me on Twitter, I didn't know who this guy was, but Josh Neal was like, hey, this guy, I don't know who this dude is. He wrote some book. He wrote it like some kind of future war book or something like that. Anyway, this dude is he's right-wing dude, and he's like all angry, and he wants to fight with everyone on Twitter. He's like, all you fake ass, hard as fuck, this and that. And he's looking to fight people on Twitter, but he's getting trolled all the time by feds and all these different other groups. And so I was like, nobody's responded to his tweets, so I respond to a couple of his tweets. And I'm like, I'm not really looking to fuck with him, And I was like, hey, listen, it's Hasbara, it's these other groups that are fucking with you, And he was making these very declarative statements. So I was like, all right, if this guy really wants to fight, you know what I mean? I'll spar with him a little bit. And Trevor Phillips, is that the guy's name, Tom? I don't know. There was like, this guy decides like, he's going to fight. And he got in the ring with me and he went about a minute and a half of the first round. And then he decided he didn't want anymore. He just cut it off. I don't know I guess he blocked me or muted me or whatever, but I can't even find the exchange of my notifications. And I was like, oh shit. It wasn't even my intention to do that, but it ended up happening anyway. And I was like, I felt a little bad because I felt like, if this, I don't think the guy understands the levels of games that are being played on Twitter and on social media and anybody that like defies the narrative, feds are going to come fuck with you. They've done it to me. I've literally been cyber attacked by the NSA, speaking of which, couple more security keys I just got in the mail. So adding redundancy to the security. Who's here? IQ Score Inspector. Well, welcome to the show, IQ Score Inspector. The price rise reflects inflation and Bitcoin sellers are happy to take the petrodollar. There's a bit of schooling, bud. Yeah. Hey, IQ Score Inspector, you also must be friends with the NSA guy. 84% of the Bitcoin that is currently in existence has not moved. Most people, and when the price fell from 17,000 to 3,000, 84% of the people did not sell. Most people today are not selling. And there's the thing about blockchain technology. It's a public ledger. You can see who's buying and selling. Anybody that's selling right now were the fucking trend humpers who bought in at 45, 50, 60, 64,000. You know what I mean? They're looking to make a quick buck. Those are the people that are selling, and those are the people that are crying. Okay, but most people aren't selling. Okay, and if you follow Bitcoin Twitter, we're not selling. And you missed a video I played earlier where Max Kaiser at Miami 2021 got on stage in front of thousands of people screaming and screamed at the top of his lungs, we're not selling, fuck you, Elon. So you don't understand Bitcoin, and that's great. We're going to crush you. We're going to fucking destroy you. Okay? You're going to lose your fucking government job. And, when next time I'm driving down 95 to deliver fucking aircraft parts to Dulles, I'll see you picking up trash on the side of the road by fucking, County Highway 32 in Maryland, and you won't be inside the NSA building anymore. You'll be outside picking up trash with a nail on a fucking stick. I'll wave to you as I go by. So, and this is what you're up against. There are a lot of Bitcoin people they're crazy, like religious nuts. A lot of them really very weird religious things. But, whatever, that's fine. That it doesn't make a difference to me. This train is leaving the station, and we're at that part of the movie. When you watch a movie, there's always it's dark, right? And there's two people sitting there, maybe they're like soldiers with guns or something, right? And there's a noise, and one guy goes, Did you hear that? Did you hear that? And they don't know. They think it's like a regular enemy, but it's really a super space monster or something like that. That's the part of the movie you're in right now, okay? That's where Bitcoin is right now, is with the 2 centuries are going, did you hear that? You have no fucking idea. The battle hasn't even been fucking joined yet. The fight hasn't even begun, okay? When there are stories all over the fucking media about criminal gangs breaking into people's houses and torturing fucking people and tying them up and burning them with fucking blow torches or fucking clothes irons, tying them with fucking electrical cords and beating the fucking children in front of their parents to get fucking Bitcoin. These criminal gangs from where, I don't know where they're going to be. They're going to be Russians. They're going to be South Americans. They're going to be something. It can't be black people, of course, because black people don't commit crime. They can't because they don't have institutional power. They're all good boys who didn't do no offense, and they're just about to turn their lives around. When those stories are predominant, that's when they're really going to start amping it up. Okay. So far, the miracle FBI, who couldn't find their ass with 2 hands in a fucking map. Okay. All right. They didn't solve fucking Las Vegas, right? They don't know why they got Las Vegas guy. The guy who blew up Nashville, they don't know fuck all about that. I don't know nothing. You know what I mean? They don't even know where they got the Russian dossier thing, whatever. Okay. The same FBI that did a flake job on General Chucklehead Flynn, who admittedly was not supposedly the smartest guy, smartest general in the military, but still, this FBI managed to find super sophisticated Russian cyber hackers who stole somewhere between $5 and $90 million from an oil company and from a meatpacking company, but forgot to take the loot with them. These genius ransomware fucking engineers, they actually forgot to take the money that they just shook down from this big corporation. Yeah, we believe that. We believe that IQ scores back there. Sure, we do. You know what I mean? It's right here. It's 11:20 p.m. So I think even if you're on the West Coast, even if you're in Utah, what is it like 8 or 9 o'clock there? So you're collecting overtime. You're definitely collecting OT for this. And I don't know where you are in your career track. You know what I mean? The facility out there in Utah is pretty new. So I'm guessing, I don't know, you might have transferred in. You might be like, you might be looking at retirement. So you're going to do some overtime because like the last 5 years goes towards your pension, right? The last 5 years salary determines how much your pension is. Is that how it works? I'm pretty sure that's how it works with cops, right? It's got to be the same on the federal level. The same or similar. Anyway, welcome to the show. Okay. So you want to stick with the Federal Reserve System? You know what I mean? You want to stick with the U.S. dollar, which gives $10 billion to Jeff Bezos because he didn't win a government contract? rock on. You know what I mean? Absolutely. I'm not going to fucking try and stop you. I'm not here to sell you a fucking thing, you know? Answer starts off and ends with an attack. Enjoy your cult currency, and I'm not a member of the ABC companies. Go find another, double your Bitcoin by giving us, yeah, okay, all right. IQ score inspector. You literally, have fun staying poor. You know what I mean? Have fun staying poor, you know, because IQ doesn't determine shit, all right? You know, as I've been on a bunch of different streams, the people of Mongolia, right? The Mongolians, actual Mongolians, have the highest tested IQ of any group on the planet Earth. The highest average IQ. They have 0 feats of engineering, 0 feats of mathematics, 0 accomplishments in science, 0. Okay? They had one guy who had them run out of the fucking town, kill a bunch of Chinese and kill a bunch of Europeans. They had an empire for about that fucking long, and then it all collapsed. They have no written fucking language. They are nothing fucking people. Okay? So fuck you and fuck the IQ horse you rode in on. Oh, by the way, make sure to smash the like button. The last stream I did got 6 likes, even though 1 was mine. I kind of primed the pump a little bit, like, come on, you know, encourage people. But make sure to smash the like button. Leave a comment down below, even if it's negative, whatever. I'll read it anyway. I like the feedback. Judas Fly Chai in the chat. I wonder what VDR is doing right now. VDR is, who's VDR? Who the hell is VDR? Judas Fly Chai. I don't know who that is. Victor David. I don't know who's VDR. Whatever. Okay. Yeah. Listen, we're living in goofy times. The only fights you can even get into, like on social media these days, every millennial is like, I cannot shit on them hard enough. They're like, and I see this, they're more on Gab than on Twitter. But on Gab, they're like, there's all these millennials that are like, I ate steak today, man. I ate red meat. I'm not a soy boy, you know, and like this is they think this is an accomplishment. Like, I ate red meat. I lifted weights. Yeah, and millions of fucking people do that every fucking day. Like that's literally not worth talking about, you know. But to them, that's an accomplishment. And I'm gonna start typing back to them like, did mommy cut the meat for you, or did she let you use the fucking steak knife yourself? Like, eating steak is not an accomplishment. You know what I mean? And all your bullshit health claims, like you got to be keto and you can't have carbohydrates and blah, 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 blah. None of these people are professional athletes. None of these people are professional athletes. They don't even post like, hey, I hit a new PR on my deadlift, or, you know, I hit a new PR on my squat number. None of that. You know what I mean? They're just, I had a steak. You fucking millennial faggot. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? I can't even avoid that on fucking social media. It's annoying as fuck. That's not an accomplishment. You ate a steak. Well, your parents paid for it. You know what I mean? Or you used mommy's credit card to go down to the fucking steakhouse. That's not an accomplishment. Go, you know, you went to the gym and you fucking ate a steak. Then you took a nap for the rest of the fucking day. Who gives a shit? IQ score inspector now telling me that only busted my balls. All right. Okay. You know, people like to see me get triggered. It's important. It's important to see me get triggered because, I don't know, it's fun. Okay. But, how long am I going here? I'm going like 1 hour. I'm trying to shorten these down because who the fuck's going to listen to fucking me rant for 3 hours? Judas Fly Chai in the chat. Right now I am munching on Trader Joe's salted pitted manzilla olives imported from Spain. Wow. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. And a lot of Spanish, as we know, were what are they called, Judas? Are they called conversos? They're called conversos, right? They pretended to convert to Catholicism, and then they all came to the New World and they were torturing the Aztecs. Where's the gold? Where's the gold? Where's the gold? And the search for El Dorado was really led by your people, like the idea that there was a city made entirely of gold, and that the Spanish, echoing from either end to end, were obsessed with that. Can you enlighten us, Judas Fletcher? Conversos or Marranos? Is it true that what's his name, Fidel Castro, is a Marrano? I had heard that he was all or part Marrano. I don't know. I am not entirely sure, but the drive to find gold. I think the Spanish, the only guy that was really Spanish who wanted to find something was Ponce de Leon, who wanted to find the fountain of youth. He wasn't interested in money so much, but he was interested in health. And and he went to Florida, and I don't know, he got eaten by an alligator or something. I don't remember what happened to him. But Ponce de Leon was the only name that you remember. Like at least when I was in school, I don't know if they tell kids these days, but Ponce de Leon searched for the fountain of youth, and they portrayed him as like a noble guy, on this important quest. And the other Spaniards were just like, let's just chop off as many Aztec heads as we can, and look underneath their fucking, look down in their necks and see if they swallowed any gold or something like that. So, not 100% sure what the percentage of gold diggers, gold pursuers were conversos or not, but I bet that's like in the World Jewish Encyclopedia or something like that, isn't it, Judas? Is it? I bet you could find that out. Do you have? By the way, did you, as a boy, get a copy of the World Jewish Encyclopedia? Did everybody get that after their bar mitzvah? I would think, valuing education as your people do. So, yeah, that is essentially the week in Bitcoin, which, like I said, was a hell of a week. We have FUD from Richard Spencer, attention whores like Laura Loomer. We have Donald Trump doing his part to lick the boots of deep state. You know what I mean? You have Bitcoin, hardcore Bitcoiners like Max Kaiser fighting with, publicly pissing all over Elon Musk, and this is where the action is, and you're like literally what white European based civilizational something. That's all just dumb shit. You know what I mean? Like no one cares about that. No one's listening to you. Like nobody. Okay. And if you want to go ahead and do this, go ahead and do this. But it seems a phenomenal waste of your time. Talk about things that people are genuinely interested in. Okay. And how to incentivize behavior you want to see, what that's going to look like. However, in order to do that, you have to drop your heroes. You can't go worshiping Charles Martel or the Pope or, well, I don't know, whoever. You know what I mean? Like everybody goes, oh, if only we could have done what Andrew Scoop Jackson wanted. If only we could. Like you can't have heroes. All heroes are flawed human beings, right? People even admiring, like I was thinking about the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire was described. Yeah, well, that's where Richard Spencer's trying to fucking get in front of Bitcoin to fucking get some attention again. The Roman Empire had been described like this. Rome had a head of gold, shoulders of silver, arms of iron, a body of bronze, legs of wood, and feet of clay. That was a description of the Roman Empire. So what did that mean, right? Rome thought about money first and foremost. A head of gold, shoulders of silver. At the uppermost, gold and silver. This was Rome's concern, okay? Its arms were iron. That's the swords and the spears that they used to get the gold and silver. A body of bronze, which talked about the body armor, the bronze plate armor that they wore, which allowed them to be so militarily successful against almost everybody, because almost every adversary they faced around the world did not have body armor. And trust me, if I got body armor and you don't, I'm going to fucking win. It doesn't matter if you're taller, bigger, stronger, faster, more athletic, okay? My weapons have a hell of a good chance of injuring or killing you, and your weapons have a much lower chance of even injuring me. My side's going to win. That's how shit works. So that was the body of bronze. The legs of wood were the ships that Rome used to go all across the Mediterranean and conquer whoever they want to conquer, right? All the people that they the lands that they took over. And feet of clay breaks easily, right? You see that terracotta, that clay that they put on the roofs in Spain or all over the Mediterranean. Everything clay. It just breaks easy. You know what I mean? It's any impact and it immediately breaks. That's why Rome fell so easily. Nobody loved Rome. You know what I mean? It was not planted. Its feet, right, planted on the earth, were easily crushed. Nobody wanted to support it. You know, that which is falling deserves to be pushed. Right? That's another thing. That's another extreme right-wing thing to say. Okay, that which is falling deserves to be pushed. And you have to look at all these things in America right now that are falling. They've got to be pushed. You know what I mean? They've just got to be. Like, there's no point in trying to support that. Okay, you're not getting anything for that. Okay, no one's paying you to do this. There's no reward for this. Okay, your heroes are going to tell you go out. They're going to fill your head with fucking bullshit and get you in fucking trouble. You know, in way back in the days, like when construction workers were like white guys, like Italians and Irish guys. If there was a new guy on the construction site and he was like a little bit slow, a little bit dumb, or this was going to be the title of the stream, but I changed it at the last minute. They would say, like, if the guy didn't know what to do, they'd say, "Hey, listen, take this bucket, right? Go over to the foreman, the construction foreman, and ask him where you can get a bucket of steam. Come back here, bring a bucket of steam." Okay. And if the guy was really a dummy, he would take an empty bucket over to the foreman and go, and like everybody knew the joke, obviously on the job site, you know what I mean? Except the dummy, like, "Hey, you know, where can I get? Where can I get a bucket of steam?" Okay, so that's like a very blue collar, very New York kind of joke. But it became a meme before there were memes, you know. So you know. Like, and it would be an insult to a guy like, yeah, you know, that's the guy you sent for a bucket of steam. You mean that's the fucking moron of the group? That's the dummy of the fucking group. You know what I mean? That's someone whom you play games with. You know what I mean? Someone you can run circles around. So, because a bucket of steam doesn't exist and it's useless anyway, right? So, and this is what your heroes will send you off to do. They will give you a bucket of steam and tell you to go conquer the world. You know, here's a bucket of steam. Go light the fucking world on fire. You know, and you, dummy, are gonna fucking do it, not understanding that their incentives and your incentives are misaligned, grossly misaligned. Kill your heroes. No one is better than their incentives. No one is better than their incentives. So, right now, like I said, we're in the beginning part of the movie where the battle didn't even fucking start. You know what I mean? Anybody that thinks that we're in a fight for our lives, that Bitcoin is really in a fight for its life yet, we're not under attack like we're going to be in the future, okay? And we're going to be under attack in the future, way, way, way heavier than this, because the U.S. government's very busy doing 10 other things, and it doesn't see us coming, and we're gonna fucking take it out. That is to say, we're gonna take out the Federal Reserve Corporation, which is the underpinning of this current form of governance, okay? And then once that's gone, then something else will come in its place. Not just here, but worldwide. So El Salvador, Paraguay, Argentina, Brazil. You know what? In terms of the gold in South America, well, you know, there may be digital gold down there, you know. And if these places can transform their economies and change the type of problems that they're dealing with, from third world problems to first world problems, everyone's gonna notice. Everybody's gonna notice. So, when Trump got elected, Bitcoin $650. When Trump got booted, Bitcoin $11,000. When Joe Biden got elected, Bitcoin $11,000. Will it be 220,000 in a couple of years? Maybe. You know, where will the price vary in between here and there? Yeah, of course it will. You know what I mean? It's not, you know, number go up, zoom out. back up, back up, back up. Don't look at a chart, a 1 week chart or a 1 month chart or a 1 year chart. Look at how far we've come in 12 years. Think of where we're going to be in the next 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. And again, with no corporate sponsorship, no government fucking help, from zero. Okay? A store of value, right? And a medium of exchange that is permissionless, censorship proof, and global. Okay, no one's ready for this. It's you're not ready for this, and no one even understands where we're going to go with it yet. So, if Bitcoin drops to 24, 25,000, I got to buy more. Now, I had a really good. By the way, Uncle Joe Biden, Papa Joe Biden or whatever, keeping me busy as fuck going down to Virginia. I am driving to fucking Virginia like a motherfucker. I think I've been there like 7 times in the last 11 days. Okay. Virginia. Like I used to go to Virginia, Boston. Now it's just like DC. Which, by the way, is going to be swarmed with cicadas. There's these bugs flying all over. I was going to show that. Do I have that? I wonder if I have that on my my radar screen here. Let's show the bugs. Because it's talking about eating bugs. Oh, I'm clicking the wrong thing. No. I don't have the bugs. I do not have the bugs. Fuck the bugs. Anyway, there's millions and millions of cicadas that are coming up out of the ground, and they're actually showing up on the weather radar. When they show, if you look at like Washington D.C. weather radar, you're going to see like a big green blob all over Maryland and D.C. area, because there's millions and millions and millions of these bugs coming up out of the ground, and they're floating around on Highway 95, Interstate 95, and splatting them all over my fucking car. So, and then they hit your windshield and they turn into a green and brown smear. But so eat the bugs is going to happen this summer. I don't know if they all come out at once or whatever. But as you're driving down Highway 95, like you cross over the Delaware Memorial Bridge, you cross from Maryland further south, when you get towards DC, if you have your windows open, and I do a lot of times, you hear like a constant ringing noise. There's tens of millions of these fucking things all over the place. So, and I notice that because I'm going to DC all the time. But my car's got fucking. I got to bring my car to the shop tomorrow. I got some issues with my car, which is making me unhappy. And I don't know if I want to sell it and get another one or keep it, or spend money on it, because it's a $3,000 car that I planned on keeping for 2 years and just running into the ground. But now it's making noises I don't want it to make, like exhaust noises that it shouldn't be making. And it's one of those things that's a little problem that could end up being a big thing. And I don't know if I should dump the car and get something else, or keep the car, or keep it. And the reason why I would want to keep it is because the inspection is good until August of next year. And if I buy another $3,000 Toyota, I don't know what headaches I'm buying. You know what I mean? Yeah, in terms of eating the bugs, dude, they're all over the place. They're like all over the place. I don't know if they all swarm at once or whatever, but what happens with cicadas when they do whatever they do, but they're like everywhere. You know what I mean? And they look stupid. The ones I see, like they're relatively small and they're just kind of like hanging in the air. And I see dudes riding motorcycles, and I'm like, dude, and down like there's some states, I think in Maryland there's like no helmet law. I'm like, what are you, fucking retarded? They just got like goggles on, these Harley, dopey fucking Harley dudes. I'm like, you're gonna fucking regret that. But because when I used to ride, bugs splatter on your helmet all the time and your jacket and shit. And birds. I used to ride high performance motorcycles, so I've actually killed birds, small birds. I've actually killed. One of them hit my shoulder one time and just blew up. And I didn't think nothing of it, but except there was like a red bloody smear on my shoulder that my friends talked about. And another one I hit with my helmet as I was going over this little bridge, and it drowned in a little lake. But like I said, I used to ride really fast bikes. The Harley guys, I don't know. The Harley guys are probably going to eat the bugs because they wear those little half-shell helmets and they're like the little bandanas and shit, because they think they're all fucking. It's 1968 and they're hanging out with Peter Fonda and who's the guy that died of a drug overdose? Dennis Hopper. They think they're in fucking Easy Rider or something like that. They aren't, but in their minds they are. But yeah, so this cicadas thing is going to be, it's going to be a very real thing. But yeah, I'm driving to fucking DC like crazy. So Uncle Joe keeping me as busy as he can fucking possibly keep me. And every time I go down into to Dulles to where the private jets are, there's certain companies that I deal with, like on jets or on airplanes in general. The tail number, there's a series of numbers and letters on the tail of any jet that tells you who owns it or whatever. So it always starts with N, November, blank, blank, blank. The ones in America. And the American ones are a mix of letters and numbers. Foreign ones are letters only. So when I go to Dulles, I look for the private jets. When I see them all the time, so I'm not impressed with them. But I look for which ones are letters only. You know what I mean? And then do they have, some of them have flags on them, some of them don't have flags on them. I don't know which flags I'm looking at, but I count how many foreign private jets are in DC over the weekend. You know what I mean? Like, and what weekend they're there. And I try to, like, in my mind, I think, well, I'll like watch Twitter and I'll watch politics and see if I can match up. You know, did I see like the fucking Azerbaijani flag on a plane in DC a week before Azerbaijan fucking does a military offensive into Armenia or something like that? You know what I mean? I don't really see the connection, but I tell myself, like, oh, if I just keep an eye out and look for the flags and shit and look for the tail numbers, I can figure what's what. But that doesn't really happen that way. But there's tons of there's always a couple of foreign and foreign doesn't mean exotic, far away from the Middle East. I mean, it could be Canadian, could be Mexican, could be like that. It could be nearby countries. But they're always down there in DC, like always down there in DC. And you know, Dulles Airport, which all the Spanish guys call Dulles Airport. I don't know why they call it that, but they don't seem very busy down there. Everybody's very relaxed. So maybe it is Dulles. Maybe you do less in Dulles, Virginia. But yeah, tons of like going down it like crazy, and you know, whatever. If Uncle Joe Biden's going to pay my fucking rent by bringing every corporate scumbag and military coup person and whatever whole life from around the planet into fucking Dulles, which is like 20 minutes from CIA headquarters and NSA headquarters, Fort Meade at any rate, it's a little further up the road. But Congress is like, you know, DC is like 15, 20 minutes away. So if he's bringing all the people in and corporate America's coming in, you know, those fucking corporate vultures fucking gobbling up the fucking flesh of the American empire, you know, Jeff Bezos, oh, boo-hoo, I'm the richest man on the planet Earth. I didn't win a contract. Here, Jeffy, here's 10 billion fucking taxpayer dollars for your needs for what, you know? But this is the world we live in. You want to be part of that? You think you're going to change that? Do you think your nuanced deconstruction of the whatever nuanced deconstruction of the fucking, I don't know, the Semitic subversion theory? Listen to me. All of these movements, all of these fucking groups, it doesn't matter if they're full of feds or they're not full of feds, because they'll be full of feds in 2 seconds anyway, okay? And if you can somehow manage to keep out the entryists and keep out the fucking subversives, you're going to sooner or later, somebody's going to smash you. I mean, like really physically smash you, okay? They're going to send somebody against you, and you're going to be up against the apex meatheads that America can produce. And we have the world's apex meatheads, like super fucking killers. Like, that's why, like Tom Anderson, do you think that there's such a thing as, like, I think you were talking about North Korean hackers, or was it you or somebody else? North Korean hackers or fucking Iranian hackers. There's no fucking Iranian hackers. There's no North Korean fucking hackers. Are you fucking kidding me? Do you really? I'm telling you, there aren't even Russian hackers, okay? If anybody did that, we would blow up the building they were in. Delta Force would kill them. The Navy SEALs would kill them. Somebody would kill them. The CIA would hire contractor guys who used to be Army Rangers or who used to be whatever. They wouldn't fucking live 6 weeks. You know what I mean? Are there Russian hackers here? Maybe, but they're not dangerous. You know what I mean? They're completely not dangerous. You know? My own experience with the NSA recently, there's a very limited amount that they can do. There's a very, very limited amount they can do. If you're completely ignorant of cybersecurity, right? You haven't taken any precautions. They can potentially exploit your weaknesses in your cybersecurity, and then they can fuck with your head. You know, hopefully to tip you into some emotional whatever. But so you no longer say the things you say. You no longer openly criticize the government or American foreign policy or anything like that. What else can they do? That's all they can do. But one, they failed. Two, I'm smarter than I look, believe it or not. And three, you know, I learned. You know what I mean? Unlike, I'm the only guy who's ever been wrong on the internet, but I do learn from my mistakes. So, you know, the reason why I spent more money on these things, these are like the first ones I got were $55. These are $75, but I'll pay whatever I need to pay because it's my security. Okay. And I would prefer redundancy. Okay. I'm not going to buy only 2 security keys and, you know, like I'm going to have redundancy is greater than everything else. Okay. The ability to do it again and 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 again. Keep doing it again. It doesn't have to be the most effective thing. Just keep doing it again. Speaking of which, Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather. Everybody was making a beef about that. Listen, I didn't see the whole thing, but the fucking Logan Paul lasted to the 8th round. And he had the balls to step in the fucking ring, so good for him. You know what I mean? The guy who is willing to get in the fight and stay till the fucking end, you know what? You got to respect him. I don't know. I have no idea who Logan Paul is, what the fuck is going on with the guy, but he stepped in the ring with Floyd Mayweather, who, yes, he's past his prime, but still, he is a fucking pro boxer. And a world champion. Whatever you think of the fact that he didn't have too many knockouts, and he did more ring generalship and a lot of tying people up and stuff like that. But whatever. He's like a Muhammad Ali kind of championship. This guy Logan Paul, who's not a great boxer, that's true. He had the balls to go in the fucking ring, and he lasted 8 rounds against the former champ. So kudos to him. You know what I mean? He may be the world's biggest dickhead, but he's got the courage of his convictions. Tom Anderson in the chat. If anything is blamed on Russia or Iran or North Korea, then you know it's fake. Absolutely, 100% true, Tom Anderson. 100% spot on. You know what I mean? It's like it's UFOs or it's Iran or it's North Korea. Like they're just throwing various different. They're throwing everything up against the wall, hoping that something sticks. They have no fucking plan. The people in D.C. Their whole goal was to get Biden elected, which they got him in, and now they don't know what the fuck to do because all their friends are busy stealing, and or like I said, they're robbing the fucking American empire. The fucking vultures are fucking descending on DC and just tearing at the flesh of what's left of America. Okay, they're all doing that, and then the political ones are like, wait a minute, should I just get out of here and get into an NGO, or should I, am I missing out here? And that's that's absolutely what's fucking happening. It's chaos. It's chaos on top of confusion, surrounded by a severe lack of fucking planning. So that is the way it is. That is the way it is. And like I said, your job is to stay out of the way of all this shit. Just stay out of the fucking way. Don't go to anything public. If there's protests in your town, find out where they are, go around them. Don't drive in. Don't run people over if they're protesting in the street. Just make it illegal. You trying to go the wrong way down a one-way street. Trust me, it's better than you don't want to go to fucking. There's a bunch of feds recently on fucking Twitter. They're like the various different NYPD videos of the good boys doing what they fucking do, and somebody's like, carry your own gun. And I'm like, yeah. I was like, yeah, you don't know anything about New York. They're like, fuck it, carry it anyway. I'm like, really? Are you like feds? Or are you like retarded? You know? And I look at these guys. I click on their profile, and they're like, whatever, ex-military, this and that, or whatever. Who knows? You know, if that's any of that's true. But I have to tell them, listen, you won't like Rikers Island at all. Rikers Island jail, the jail alone in New York City is 15,000 people. That's bigger than a lot of prison systems, like nationwide. That's. Do you understand? And of those 15,000 people, 94% are not white. Do you want to be in that environment? I don't think you do. So talk about, yeah, you know, listen, avoid, always be avoiding, right? Avoid. Be aware of these things. You know, you see a potential situation develop, just go away, just leave, just go somewhere else. Do it tomorrow, do it next week, whatever. You know, get out of there. Put down, you've been shopping, put everything down, leave the cart there, just walk, just go. Okay? Because none of this is worth it. It's all shit and it's all negative consequences. Okay? And none of your ideals are going to mean shit. Like they're going to mean nothing when you're stuck in Rikers or the Chicago equivalent or the Philly equivalent or whatever. Don't be a fucking hero. Don't be smart. Okay? There's all kind of craziness and bad things going to happen. Your job is to be aware of that, avoid it, and prepare for what comes afterwards. Okay? Prepare for when the little green pieces of paper that people call money don't buy anything anymore. You got to be ready to weather that storm, and that means not doing anything stupid now. Okay, something else is going to come, and it's going to be good, but a lot of bad shit has to happen first. Okay, a lot of bad shit has to happen. Anyway, listen, I'm coming up on 90 minutes. 129.05. So I can't believe I think we had 7 people here. Remember, smash up the like button, leave a comment down below, positive comment, negative comment, whatever. I appreciate the feedback. Gonna say thank you to everybody, especially Jonathan Pohl, all the way from Kyrgyzstan, 8:30 in the morning, drinking fermented yak milk or whatever they have over there, having his dinosaur eggs or whatever they eat for breakfast in Kyrgyzstan. Anyway, I hope he's having a good time. I hope he's everything's going well there. And everyone else, thanks for showing up. I'm going to say goodnight. And I will see you next week, depending on work, either Sunday or Monday. And we'll see what happens in the meantime. Anyway, good night, everybody. Thanks for showing up.